Okay, so you've probably seen it in a movie, right? That iconic shot of a sunset on some alien world. But wait, there are two suns dipping below the horizon. It's an awesome image for sure, but is it just science fiction? Or could a world like that actually exist? And, the big question, could we live there? Let's get into it.
Yeah, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Could humans actually live on a planet that's orbiting two stars? I mean, it's such a classic sci-fi idea, but what would that even be like? Could we really survive being caught in that crazy gravitational dance between two suns?
And, your first instinct might be to just say, no way, that's impossible. But the answer might actually surprise you. The reality is way, way more interesting than you'd think. We're going to go beyond the movie magic here and look at the real science that makes this a legitimate possibility.
So, let's get this out of the way first. We're not just talking science fiction here.
Yeah, see, this is a real thing. A planet that orbits two stars is called a circumbinary planet. And get this is the really cool part. Astronomers have already found them. Like for real, these planets exist out there right now, whipping around two suns at the same time.
So yeah, this isn't just science fiction. I mean, think about that. We're talking about actual cosmic setups that scientists are studying as we speak. They're trying to figure out how these incredibly complex systems even work.
Okay, but hold on. Just because these planets exist doesn't mean we can pack our bags, right? It's not that simple. For a planet like this to be habitable, for life like ours anyway, it has to play by a very strict set of rules. 3 to be exact. And they are absolutely critical.
All right, so here are the 3 big ones. You need a stable orbit, a good balance of sunlight, and a climate that you can actually predict. Let's break down what each of those really means.
Let's kick things off with the most important rule of all. There's a great line about this that just says, life hates chaos. And that's so true. Without stability, nothing else matters. And trying to find stability when you're being pulled on by 2 different suns, well, that's a massive challenge.
So you can kind of see the 2 options here. On one side, you've got a stable orbit. The planet just goes on its merry way, following a nice, predictable path. That gives you a regular climate. But on the other side, you get a chaotic orbit. And that is a total nightmare. The planet would literally wobble between the 2 stars. This is actually a famous physics puzzle called the 3-body problem. The planet is constantly being tugged in different directions by the gravity of both suns. That means its orbit would be all over the place, and temperatures would swing wildly from boiling hot to absolutely freezing. You just can't have life in a situation like that. That stability is everything. Okay, on to rule number 2. Now, you might be thinking, 2 suns, that must mean double the heat, right? But it's actually not that simple at all. The physics here are a little more complicated. See, just like here in our own solar system, it's all about what we call the habitable zone. You've probably heard it called the Goldilocks zone. It's not too hot, not too cold, but just right. And in a 2-star system, it's the combined heat and energy from both stars that matters. If the planet is too close, it's going to be a baked, scorched rock. If it's too far away, it's just a frozen ice ball. So it has to be in that perfect sweet spot where liquid water can exist. Without that, it's a no-go. And that brings us to our 3rd and final rule, the climate. So let's say you've got a stable orbit and you're in that perfect habitable zone. You still have to deal with the weather. And with 2 suns, oh man, things get complicated. Your day and night cycles would be, well, bizarre. You might have periods of constant daylight, then other times you'd get 2 different sunsets. And the seasons, they could swing from one extreme to another in ways we can't even really imagine. Honestly, trying to survive that kind of climate would be an incredible challenge. You probably need some seriously advanced tech to even make it work.
Okay, so let's put it all together. We've got our 3 rules: stable orbit, the right temperature, and a manageable climate. So what's the verdict? Can we do it? So, could we live on a planet with 2 suns? The answer is yes, but, and this is a big but, it's a conditional yes. It's only possible if the conditions are absolutely perfect. The orbit has to be rock solid and stable, and the planet has to be sitting right in that sweet spot, the habitable zone, where it's warm enough for liquid water, but not so hot that it boils away.
I mean, how amazing is that to think about? These worlds that we thought were just for the movies, they're actually out there. It really makes you wonder what else is waiting for us to discover. So I guess there's only one question left to ask. When are we moving in?